Hey guys, it's Shlomi Arbeitman. And today I'm coming to you with a video which shows that resource allocation is a real thing in Total War Arena. As you can see, I did good this game, but what did I do this game to get this amount of points in a tier 6 game? Well, I'm just gonna say I didn't do that much and still got a lot of points. But am I proud of getting copious amounts of points for activating one ability? No. I'm not a Germanicus player. And with that notion, we're gonna jump right into this game. As you can see, I'm playing Leonidas, 3 pikes. I'm playing with a very talented player, Red Phoenix. He's playing a combination of Equites with Scipio, as you can see, and 1 unit of heavy artillery, which is going to have some effect during the game, but the main focus is gonna be on how the enemy reacts to what I'm doing. As you can see, my units here, my commander unit and my second unit, they're gonna having like a tingle tangle. I make the conscious decision to send my commander unit around here, so if this unit gets like swarmed by a very fast amount of enemy cavalry, my commander unit is not going down and I still have hold the line even though this unit might get killed all. I'm spreading out my unit 3 and since we got the tower, I see, whoa, there's no ranged here, so I can just comfortably put my 1 unit in this gap. That's like the thing about Passage of Augustus, and plug this gap. My other units moving towards the base, which is a very standard like gambit for this map. Put your pikes to your base and then push the enemy base. As you can see, the enemy has also pikes, so a melee combat will not be won by me, possibly. And they also have archers. I'm in... Well, can we see it? I activated Fight in the Shade. So whatever the enemy shoots at me will just, for the most part, get deflected and my points will soar. As you can see, this score here, defense points, will go up a lot. This unit back here is also in Fight in the Shade. This unit here, as long as nobody comes, will do nothing. If there were any ranged units around here, I will put them in Fight in the Shade also. But right now, I'm just gonna have them chill. Most important thing, don't put pike phalanx down, since if your allied units wants to traverse through the unit, they will get fucked up if your pike phalanx is already down. And you want to keep the mobility of your allied units. Let's move back over here. As you can see, this is one whole player. Those are 3 units of Lesbos archers, who is just occupied with shooting at my man, and he's not doing very much damage. I mean, in the long run, he would kill my units, that's sure. But on short term, he will not do very much, and as I mentioned before, that's where the artillery strikes. One shot is doing as much damage as all the shots they did before, and around here, if you could see it, the dogs that were sent in killed about 3/4 of the enemy pike unit. If he weren't attacked by archers and by horses, he could leave him in there and kill the whole pike unit. which would be very, very beneficial to us. As you can see, the balance of powers is still very even to this point, and what I'm doing is I'm still just catching errors, but I'm holding at least 2 players in place, and that's what we're at now. Later on, we might see that there might be more players defending the base, and right now all those base defenders are just occupied with thinking about me, while I'm also defending our base. I could move this unit here to the enemy base to pressure them even more, but at this point I would expose my back even more, and right now I'm not comfortable doing this. As you can see later on, I will fuck up my phalanx movement when they do this. Right now the phalanx is moving, which they should do, and I kind of have false movements. You should move towards the enemy archers when they're shooting and move back. You can deflect most arrows, and here you see very bad micro on my part, which will cost me the unit in the long run. But right now I'm preoccupied with looking at 3 units and kind of guessing if they shoot at the back unit or the front unit. The pike has stopped the phalanx, and I can go on to just catching units. Well, look at this. There's 1 more unit, 2 more units, 3 more units just being occupied with me holding the base. I'm already at a ridiculous amount of points, and that's all defense point. I got like 500, that's for spotting, 17 aggression points. I don't know where they get from. Possibly from getting vision to our artillery, which is back here. But it doesn't have the best shot. But I had the best shot. Now it got better shots, and we're fighting. The pike phalanx move forwards, and that's one thing they should have done a lot earlier. I can do only one thing as of this patch. I can either be in pike phalanx and be, for the most part, impervious to attacks from the front, or be in fight in the shade and deflect arrows with ease. Right now, as you can see, this unit went to pike phalanx to counter this, and they get damaged heavily by archers. This is the point where I'm having to think, what am I going to do? Am I going to defend? And I'm switching to archers. Right before they throw their pillars, a lot of points I'm deflected. And this guy doesn't really get it at first. They're attacking my 1 unit, which gets down, and the other unit goes back to deflecting arrows. At this point, we got a bit of a lead, and I've moved my phalanx around. And as you can see, for this part, I didn't do much. Now, this is a point I remember in the game, my phalanx didn't activate when I wanted to. I pushed phalanx, it kept in fight in the shade. Maybe missed micro on my part, but well, it's okay. I'm still moving in here. Now this is a part where good players would go back just cause your pike phalanx is gonna move in here no matter what anybody says. But these players kind of insist on fighting on. This is where I say, yeah, I don't give a shit. It's way more effective for me to move in here since this player is kind of pulling through. I get my pikes down, and these players are gonna die fast, as you can see. Around here, the archers got pushed out, and what they do, they're still fighting at me. You see, I'm 15,000 defense points already, and my phalanx is kind of waiting. They're gonna turn around any second, while this phalanx is moving in. And if you didn't know, phalanx from the front is basically invincible. my own men still try to get me a higher friendly fire score, which I appreciate very much. And those archers get fucked up by Red Phoenix's cavalry, which is at the right place at the right time. This phalanx is moving up. I don't know, I'm not really sure why, and I'm gonna move into phalanx right here to gore all these archers. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about, well, I don't want a really high friendly fire scores, since, well, why make your teammates angrier than they already are? A lot of people are still basically always pretty pissy and have a bad lookout on life and everything. So I'm just thinking, well, I can still get a lot of capture points, cap and decap points. So I'm just moving into the base, going some of their routed units around here. I lifted my phalanx since we were in a outnumbering situation where enemies were routed. And enemy base capture is going up and my points are soaring. To wrap it up, since those guys are dying, most of this was obviously about defeating the enemies without doing anything. And from what we've seen, I bound about 2 to at least 3 players in their base while they were shooting at me without dealing much damage. And this is resource allocation. In the long run, if it was only me, obviously they would have won. But since we had a 7 versus 9 players around the base on this map, it was easy for us to win this game. So always think about, if you could use your units better, you should do it. Don't just shoot at targets that kind of want you to be occupied with them. That's all I have for you. Think about it hard, get some points like you've seen just now, and have a good time, have fun with the game, and see you on the battlefield, Commanders.